Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we are doing a book haul. Very exciting.
My favorite video to watch. We have a lot. How many do you have?
Technically I have 13, but there are series in there. I have 8 total.
This is going to be a long video, but before we get started, I think we both just wanted to say thank you for the subscribers that we got in our first video and all the really nice comments that we got from other booktubers. I was not expecting how many booktubers were watching, and all the comments were so nice.
Yeah,
so thank you.
We were not expecting so much activity on the first day. That was really nice and unexpected.
So thank you everybody for liking and for subscribing and for just watching
and being supportive.
Yeah.
All the booktubers are so nice.
They're so I was so nervous because I'm like,
maybe they'll judge us now. They're like, welcome.
They're so nice.
So thank you. Thank you.
So anyway, we've got a lot of books to go through. So let's just get started.
Before we forget, we forgot to mention our tea. Yes.
What is the brand? Oh yeah.
Whittards. It's a Whittard, something like that. And it's English breakfast. And this one is way better than that gross Earl Grey tea that we had last time. It was not good, and Summer finally got milk, so we didn't have to use French vanilla creamer.
I know that creamer, it messed me up. So let's begin. I'm gonna go first. The first book that I have is People We Meet on Vacation. This is by Emily Henry, and she wrote, as you can see at the top, beach read, which I am not really a fan of beach read. I was really looking forward to it as I was going to read it on the beach when we were in Florida this summer. Did we both read it together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Beach read. So yeah, People We Meet on Vacation. I have my book journal here because I like to summarize in my own words what this is about. So I'm not reading the back of the book to you guys.
I'm just winging.
So yeah, 2 different people here. Anyway, this follows 2 best friends, Alex and Poppy, who are 2 separate types of people. Alex is more of the type A, I think it's called, more introverted and has a routine and more rigid. I think it's called type A. Poppy is the more adventurous type. She loves to go on adventures and she's kind of a wild child. So each year they take a vacation until they completely stop talking altogether. And Poppy, at one last attempt to make up, she asks Alex to go on one more vacation to make it all right. So I'm really excited to read this because
they said,
everyone likes this book. Everyone loves it.
I
see it on YouTube. I see it on Goodreads. It's got really good reviews on Goodreads, so I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be a light read. I feel like I have a lot of more deeper reads, so I think this will be good to read.
What would you consider that? Rom-com or contemporary romance?
Rom-com. I'm really excited to read this one. Oh boy, Sabryn, she's got a boatload.
I'm very nervous because I've never done this before.
You should have seen her come in. She was struggling. I heard her struggling up the steps. You were not in a good place.
If you see our thumbnail, that's how many books I brought. And I had to take those from my house to her house.
Whole 7-minute drive. It's ridiculous.
No, it's the fact that I had to carry them. Not the journey itself.
It's not about the journey. It's about the destination. Oh, she's starting big.
I have Shadow and Bone series. I know there's a Netflix series, but I haven't watched it yet because I want to read these before I watch it. Usually I like to read books before I watch anything about it. I know there's plenty of books after this, but I'm just focusing on this for right now because I'm poor. This is about Alina Starkov. She is an orphan and I think she's a soldier. Not exactly sure what's happening there, but that's why I need to read it. She is going to the Shadow Fold. I'm assuming I saw the trailer for Shadow and Bone, and I think it's a dark wall of smoke. I think that's it's called the Shadow Fold. So I think she's going to the Shadow Fold with a bunch of other people, gets there, and finds out she has this magical power that I feel like it helps them to try to defeat whatever is going on, like the Shadowfold, because it's dangerous, I'm pretty sure. They're trying to destroy the Shadowfold is what's happening. So that's what it is. She finds out she has this magical power that can help them. She meets the Darkling. I think, I'm just making assumptions, but I think that's her love interest. Just saying. It's really cool. I love that it has a map in it.
We love maps and books.
Yeah, because that means that's world building, and that's like intense. I'm excited to start this. Yeah, that's the Shadow and Bone series. Probably didn't do a good job on that, but
you did a great job.
I did my best.
You did such a good job. My next book on my book haul is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I am really, really late on this bandwagon. This is book talk.
Yeah, it's
book talk book.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this on TikTok and Instagram, and I didn't read a lot about this only because I know that there's a really big plot twist. So I try not to read into things like that very much because I want to be surprised. So I'm just going to read to you kind of the back because it's not going to give anything away. But these are about the Sinclairs, who are a family, and in the summertime they live on this private island off the coast of Massachusetts. And a lot of stuff goes down, I guess. So I'm really excited to read this one because I want to know what that twist is so bad.
Sometimes
I want to know what's getting people just
messed up.
That's been around for a long time.
I know.
I feel like because of the vague synopsis, it makes it more exciting because you have no idea what you're getting into.
Right.
I want to read that too.
I'm excited.
Okay. So here,
I'm excited because I don't know what she has.
We have Hope and Other Punchlines, and I got this on Book Outlet. By the way, if you love books, go check out bookoutlet.com. We can leave a link in the description because they're really cheap books, hardcover. I think I got this for like $4. And I think if you spend $30, you get free shipping. It's such a nice website. They don't always have the books you want available, but they'll switch it.
They come in and out quickly too. Like they don't have a lot in stock. So.
I mean, the stuff that's there one week can be different the next week. So, I mean, you can just scroll and look and see if you're interested. Anyways, so yes, here I have Hope and Other Punchlines. This is actually about 9/11, kind of. Oh. So she is very famous. Her name is Abby Hope Goldstein. Abby, she's sick of being known as the baby from 9/11. So she goes to this camp, and then she meets a guy named Noah Stern. He has related events to 9/11. He recognizes her, and I think he tries to get close to her, and she doesn't want it.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, it is really cool. So
I love the cover.
He thinks meeting Abby is like fate, because he has a related tragedy that happened,
9/11.
And so he's like, this is fate. So they end up teaming up. They ask difficult questions behind the baby Hope photo. They just want to know why it got so popular and stuff like that. And they're like, maybe they don't want to know the answers. Yeah, so this is really cool. I'm excited to read it.
This is called Roommate by Sarah Wilson. The point of view is of Madison, who comes from a really rich family, but wants to get out on her own to become a teacher. As the plot unfolds, Madison accepts the position of being a roommate for the very rich financial whiz, Tyler Roth. And so he runs in the same circle as her family. And so, yeah, this is, I think, gonna be like a light, cute little rom-com.
My next book is The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord. And I love the front cover. I think it's very pretty. This is about Lucy Hanson. Her mom's cancer reappears, and that kind of makes Lucy spiral into this kind of breakdown. Like, she questions everything in her life, her faith even, and she breaks up with her longtime boyfriend, and so she ends up going to this camp for kids that have gone through like tough times, and she ends up meeting new friends, and like it helps her, but I guess there's a secret she discovers while she's at this camp. And it may change the way she views things.
I noticed you like a lot of books where they go to camp.
Who else went to camp?
One in Hope and Other Punchlines, she went to camp.
She did. That's a coincidence.
Well, I would like to say something about this author. This isn't in my book haul, but When We Collided It's a very good book. My next book is probably the one I'm most excited for, and that's The Grungy Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. This was a Netflix film in 2019, I believe, and the movie is so amazing. Have you watched it? Have you watched the movie?
Yeah.
With Lily James?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it, but I wanted to read the book first before I watched it again. But this book follows writer Juliet Ashton, and she begins to exchange letters with a man she's never met before, who found her name written inside of her favorite author's book, Charles Lamb. And as they exchange these letters, Juliet becomes drawn to this island of Guernsey, which this man lives on. And this island is under the German occupation. So Juliet becomes attached to these people who live on this island, all different types of people, farmers, I think philosophers, literary professors, and this is written as a series of letters, which I believe makes it a more intimate read. And I love books like this because it's not fast-paced, but it's just you're really getting into their lives, and it's just a more intimate reading experience. So
yeah, I think that's an interesting form of writing and reading, is like through letters.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is by Marian Schaefer and Annie Barrows. I'm sorry, I forgot to read that. You're rubbing off on me, and I don't like it.
My next one is
The Flat Chair by Beth O'Leary.
Yes!
Woo! I am so excited to read. I have 2 more of her books that are all in the same universe. We'll get to those in a minute. And they're not a trilogy, but they're just taken from the same universe. And I am curious to see if there are different characters in the same books. However, this is about Tiffy and Leon, who share the same apartment but have never met. So they start writing each other just little notes here and there about the apartment and like day-to-day living. And then they eventually become closer, and I hope that they fall in love, but we'll see. My next book is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. This follows Alex and Amira. Alex Chamberlain is a mother, and she's kind of a self-help type. I don't know if she does videos or if she's an author, but she seems to be the type that helps other women with self-help and things like that. And Amira Tucker is her babysitter. Amira is with Alex's toddler. I feel like this little part explains it really well. It says the store security guard, this high-end supermarket, sees a young black woman out late with a white child and accuses Amira of kidnapping. So Alex, the toddler's mother, and Amira set off to kind of do some damage control, and it really highlights Amira's need to really defend her name, defend herself, and then they get on this crash course that will upend both of their lives. So I'm really excited to read this one. I'm excited to read all of these. I think this will be a good one too.
So my next one is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi. I still don't know if I am saying her name right, so please don't come at me. So this is another book about 9/11. She's read this, so I'm very anxious. She's gonna judge me.
No, I'm not.
That's a lie. Okay, anyways, it's based in the year of 2002. Her name is Shireen. She is Muslim. This basically shows her journey. She's 16, so she's in high school. She's Muslim. She has to go through all of this like discrimination, stereotype her all the time, so she just kind of closes herself off a lot. Doesn't say anything, doesn't speak to anybody in school. But then she meets, his name is Ocean James, and he really tries to get to know her. They get close, and Shireen is very worried. She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. She's not sure if she's gonna like fully open up to him. Yes, that is it. This is very exciting. I'm excited to read this.
If you've ever read any more of her books, she's just explains things so beautifully and eloquently. It is a very good book. That and Emotion of Great Delay are chef's kiss.
You might possibly, once I read this, we can do a review on it. Just to see.
Like, there's a lot to unpack.
She bought this for me, by the way. It was a nice present. It was nice.
Because I'm nice. Alright, I'm going to get through both these books since they're from the same author and they're the same universe as The Flat Chair, so I'm just going to do these together. We have The Switch by Beth O'Leary and The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. These two are the same universe as The Flat Chair. I've been waiting for these. I'm making it a goal for myself to get through my Goodreads, when to read, in order of when I added them. And these have been on there for about 2 years. a long time, so I'm real excited to get
Because
into this.
every time you buy a book,
They're not on your want to read.
It's hard, okay? It's difficult.
Anyway, The Switch by Beth O'Leary, this is going to be, I feel, my favorite one because it's different. The plot is different. I haven't read something like this before, but this follows Eileen, who is 80 years old, and Lena, who is about in her 20s, it says. Somehow they switch lives. So Lena becomes the 80-year-old and Eileen becomes the 20-something-year-old.
they switch like bodies.
So,
Okay.
yeah. They trade places and they find out that it's not so easy living in each other's shoes. I should mention that they live next to each other. This, I think, is going to be a good one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The next one is The Road Trip. This is really fatty. It's almost 400 pages. Yeah, these are gonna take me a while. This is about Dylan and Addie, who are pretty much exes at this point in the book, but they decide to go on a road trip together. I don't know why they're going on a road trip together, but this kind of chronicles that road trip, and they kind of determine what happened to them as a couple. And Dylan's best friend comes, Addie's sister comes, and I think it's just going to be a good adventure book. And so they're forced to confront the choices that made them break up in the first place and ask themselves if it was the right thing to do. So I think this will be a good one too. That's the end of my haul. I know Sabryn's got 130 more.
God, it's me again.
I am literally struggling. How do you do it?
I just say things until they come out, correct?
Summer, you don't even have to think, you just say it.
Okay, anyways. My next book is Hamilton and Peggy. The author is L.M. Eliot. This is a whole story about Hamilton and Peggy's friendship and how close they got and how they help each other out through letters. It's a whole story though, it's not just letters. But I'm really excited because me and Summer are a huge fan of the musical Hamilton.
Big fans.
Big.
Huge. It's a lifestyle at this point.
It's another world. She has read books about Eliza and Hamilton.
Alex and Eliza.
Alex and
Yeah, and I haven't read the other two, but those are on my list because I need to finish the trilogy.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
Yeah. Why?
He ruins everything.
He really does. Next, I have one more after this.
Nice.
Just get it done.
My next book is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I was told by a friend, she told me that this is very deep. I think I gave myself a paper cut. Why don't you talk about it, because you've read it, and just give me an overview.
This book is basically about a library. It's like a little magical library, and you pick a book and you see what your life could be with a certain decision that you make. There you go. It's very good.
I am impressed.
What are you pressed about?
Everything I do
I
is
wasn't like-
wrong.
No,
I'm just
and-
saying, why can't my brain be a brain? Is it that difficult to read something and make words out of what you're reading?
Sometimes.
Is that too much to ask? Anyways. So my next one is An Ember in the Ashes, and this is a 4-part series, so there's 4 books. I'm pretty sure it's all in the same girl's point of view, but obviously haven't read it, so I don't know. I don't really like the covers, I'm gonna be honest, they're not my favorite. So this is a whole other world too. It has a map, which I'm a big fan of. Where's the map? Yes, it's
Ooh, that's a good map.
a map.
Love that.
So let me just read it. How about that?
There you go.
Okay. Under the Martial Empire, defiance is met with death. Leia and her family do not challenge the Empire. They've seen what happens to those who do. But when Leia's brother is arrested for treason, she is forced to make a decision. In exchange for help from rebels who promise to rescue her brother, she will risk her life to spy for them from within the Empire's greatest military academy. There, Leia meets Elias, the school's finest soldier and secretly its most unwilling. He and Leia will soon realize that their destinies are intertwined and that their choices will change the fate of the Empire itself.
That sounds good.
So I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
a good one too. So yeah, we did our book haul.
Yeah.
Our first book haul.
Nice.
I feel like it was a good one. We had lots of different types of books. Actually, I would love to finish all of those by the end of the year. And then
Oh,
even though we
man.
started this channel, I'd like to do an end of year wrap up of all the books that we read or the highlight books that we like.
So look forward to more content. We're gonna try our best and hoping to get a new camera on Black Friday.
We need a better setup because we're
Good
ghetto.
Lord. Sorry for my terrible descriptions of the books.
It
They
wasn't
weren't
as
good.
bad as she.
It wasn't good. I know that you did really good, and I'm just like, and then we did it though.
We did it. So
Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.
hopefully our next video is going to be a review
Yeah.
of Shatter Me. I've already decided. You don't
Okay.
have to say anything.
Okay.
We need to get it done because I
Yeah.
have some thoughts.
Again, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed our book haul, and maybe it can give you some suggestions on what you want to read next.
Yes. If you have any suggestions on what we should read or what we should review, please comment down below and subscribe and like. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.